but she said she was on her way home. That was yesterday.
Maybe she's at the beach house.
I've been calling there practically every hour. Where the hell could she be?
Yo, Sal.
Be quiet for a minute, will you, Darla?
I don't know, Adam. Maybe the flight was delayed.
Yeah, for a day and a half. Come on, Clark.
Now, we know that she had to change planes in London. It's possible she missed the connection. It's possible she got bumped.
You guys talking about Macy? I know where she is.
Where?
Well, she's at Thorne's. She left us a message here last night.
Really?
Well, what do you know about that? Macy spent the night at Thorne's. Obviously, something very romantic and wonderful happened to the two of them in Venice, something that our daughter has been hoping and praying for such a long time.
I wouldn't jump to that conclusion.
Oh, I would, Adam. I would jump to that conclusion. I would leap to that conclusion. And furthermore, I think it's time we got over there right now.
To Thorne's?
Yes, to Thorne's. Don't you see? Thorne and Macy have found each other again. And this time I know it's going to be permanent. So, what are we waiting for? Come on, let's go. Come on. Come on.
What about the layouts?
Giovanni sent the proofs to marketing. The tear sheets should be on your desk by noon.
Great, Megan. Thanks. That'll be all. What is it?
Brooke, what happened?
What happened with what?
Thorne, you were waiting for him when I saw you last night? Did he ever come home?
Yes, he did.
Did you work out the problem you were having?
It turned out to be a bigger problem than I realized.
But you talked about it, right? The two of you?
Yes, we talked.
Well, see, that's a good sign. Brooke, whatever you and Thorne are going through, you're gonna work it out. I mean, after all, you're getting married, right? The engagement ring. Brooke, you're not wearing it. What in the world is going on?
Morning, Dad.
Hi. Hey, Rich.
Where's Mother?
She's in bed.
I thought she had a therapy session this morning.
Yeah, she did. We canceled it.
Why?
She had a difficult night. She hardly slept at all.
Dad, what's going on?
She's worried, Ridge. Thorne still hasn't called, and she thinks he's hiding something. More and more, she's convinced that he and Brooke are back together again.
Good morning.
Good morning. Want some coffee?
I'd love some.
But first, our first morning home as man and wife.
Well, there's no jet lag in your eyes.
I can't tell you how happy I am.
You don't have to.
And you?
I'm ready for this, Macy.
I am too. It's just so strange to think that a couple of days ago, I just didn't even want to think about the future. And now I am just filled with so much hope and so much anticipation. Hey, we have a job to do.
What's that?
Well, we have to tell the families. They don't have any idea.
Thorne, Macy, come on. Open the door, you two. We know you're in there.
You want a bed?
Well, it's about time you opened the door. Now come right over here, because I want to get a look at you. Let me look at you. Turn around, let me see. Oh, yes, oh, yes. It's happened, hasn't it? I can tell. I can tell by the gleam in your eyes and the shimmer and the glow on your cheeks. You've done it, haven't you,
Mother,
Macy?
you are spoiling everything, you know that?
Sorry.
I'd like to know why you didn't call. And why you spent the night here instead of at your house.
Well, that's because I won't be staying at my house anymore. I'll be staying here
What are you talking about?
with my husband.
You see? I knew it. I absolutely knew it. Oh, darling. Oh, it's wonderful.
Dad. You are happy for me, aren't you?
Honey, if you're happy, I'm happy. Well, Thorne, congratulations.
Thank you.
You seem quiet.
Well, it was a very long trip.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to hear about it. So come on, every juicy detail. Spill it. Go.
Honey, why don't you tell everybody the story?
Yes, I'd actually like to hear about it myself. I mean, you didn't go to Italy planning on getting married, did you?
Look, we did a serious number on Thorne. I'm not very proud of it, but it was effective. There's no way he and Brooke got together after that.
Have you talked to Thorne since he got back?
No, and I'm not very anxious to either.
What about Brooke? Have you seen her?
No.
The two of them could have talked to each other by now.
Oh, come on, Dad. There's no way he's gonna even let her get near him.
But if she does, and if she's able to explain to him what happened in Venice, it's possible the two of them are back together again.
Did Thorne do something?
I did something. Or actually, somebody did something to me, and Thorne took it the wrong way.
Well, did you explain it to him?
I tried, but he wouldn't listen.
He's that upset?
He's very upset.
Oh, Brooke. Look, just give him a couple days. He'll cool off.
Oh, it's a lot worse than that.
How bad can it be?
Not only did he break up with me, but he married somebody else. And that's what happened, Megan. Thorne saw Rich and me in that hotel room, and he was ripped apart, so he reacted.
Brooke, you were violated. You were victimized.
Of course I was. And I made sure that Eric and Ridge knew that.
Well, doesn't Thorne know that?
Well, Thorne's an incredibly strong person. But there's one thing he won't abide by, and I certainly don't blame him for that. If I caught him in bed with a woman that he's been seeing for years, I probably would have reacted the same way.
But Ridge totally manipulated you. It wasn't your fault.
No, but that's not what Thorne saw when he walked through that door.
Fine, but to marry Macy? To just go off and marry her?
She was in the right place at the right time, that's for sure. But you know what? He doesn't love her. Not the way he loves me.
Then he'll realize it, Brooke. You're right, he won't be happy with Macy. And eventually he will break it off with her.
But I can't count on that. Knowing Thorne, he's going to do everything he possibly can to make this work. So I've got to put a stop to it somehow before he settles in.
Brooke, do you really think that he is going to stay with Macy? He adores you. You guys are so perfect together.
I know. But he is now with Macy, and they're married. And the pressure on them is going to be greater than ever. The Forresters and the Spectors are going to rally around those two. And unless I get him away from everybody and I get him to remember everything that he's given up, I may just lose him forever. And I can't let that happen. I love him too much. We can't let them do this to us.
Tell us everything. Tell us what made you change your mind. Tell us what made you think the tide should turn in the direction of love and romance. Was it the irresistible allure of Italy, or was it just the allure of a certain young lady?
Sally, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Well, just begin anywhere. Something must have made you change your mind.
Yeah, Mace, tell me, when you first got there, what'd you do?
Well, it was raining, and I went for a walk. And I found Thorne. He was alone on a bridge. And we talked, about the past and about mistakes and, yes, about Brooke. But I wasn't there to try to win him back. I was there because I cared. Because I was concerned about what might become of the most important man in my life. Anyway, I said what I had to say, and I left. And I went right back to the airport. And I was standing in line waiting to get on the plane when I heard my name, and I turned around, and there he was. And the next thing you know, we were looking for a flight to anywhere, really. But we ended up in Amsterdam, and we were married.
There is someone who really ought to be here sharing this wonderful occasion with us. I know it would mean the world to her. May I, Thorne?
Go ahead, Sally.
Thorne was a mess when he saw Brooke and me. I'm sure I did more than an adequate job making it appear that Brooke and I were involved. He's not going to want to have anything to do with her. I promise you that. Look, can we just not focus on this anymore because the whole thing stinks, okay?
All right. I'm sorry. I don't like this either. But you... Hello?
Hello, Eric. This is Sally Spectra. May I speak to your wife, please?
Not now, Sally. Look, we're right in the middle of something here.
Really? Well, I think you better just get out of that middle of something and get right on over here to Thorne's place as quickly as you can.
What?
You heard me. I want you to pack up your wife, pack up the wheelchair, bring along some smelling salts, and rush right over here to Thorne's beach house.
Why?
Because we have a very wonderful surprise waiting here for you. One that is going to be particularly wonderful for your lovely wife. Now, come on, keep moving. We can't wait all day for you lovebirds. Bye.
Could it be? Is it possible? Ridge, we'll talk more about this later. Your mother and I have to go soon.
Thorne's going to be miserable. This isn't what he wants. He's the victim here, even more so than I am. It's time to stop worrying about Stephanie and go into battle. And this is one fight I am not going to lose.
Eric, Stephanie, I'm so glad you could make it.
Sally, what's going on?
Something wonderful. Actually, what is going on is a dream is coming true. A dream is coming true for all of us. Monsieur, Madame, come in. May I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Thorne Forrester.
Congratulations. You did the right thing.
Macy, welcome to the family.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you.
I think we can celebrate now. Come on, guys, help me out and light these candles. Come on.
Oh, yes. Clark is here.
Well,
I'm so happy. I'm so thrilled.
well, I
Can I talk to you alone for a minute?
Where did he buy it?
Sure, son.
You did? Yes. Oh, it's so exciting.
Thorne, I am so happy about this. I'm so happy for you.
That is not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is what happened in Venice.
Venice is 1,000,000 miles away now, Thorne.
It was you. It was Ridge, and it was Taylor. You three are responsible for what I saw in that hotel.
Look, this is not the time to talk about this.
You set me up.
We made a point, Thorne. Or rather, Brooke made the point for us.
Brooke was manipulated.
Brooke was placed in the presence of Ridge. That's all we did. Everything else that happened, Brooke did all on her own. Look, I'm sorry you had to go through that, Thorne. Just as I'm sorry I had to go through it when I left your mother because of Brooke. Do you remember the pain that caused? The pain that caused your mother and everybody else in the family. I couldn't let that happen to you. And it would have happened. Inevitably, there would have come a day when Brooke set her sights once again on your brother. Do you know how that would have made you feel? You take everything you felt in Venice and you multiply that by 1,000. That's what I spared you, my boy. And now, all on your own, you've made a choice. To marry a woman you love, and a woman who loves you so deeply. You will never regret that, Thorne. But deep down, you know that, don't you? That's why you chose Macy.
Honey, come on in here. We're making a toast.
I'm not finished with you. Not by a long shot.
You are my darling. Save
I'll
that
give
for
that
your
to
groom.
Thorne.
And
Here he is. There you go, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And one for you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, well, who would like to make the first toast?
I'll do the honors if it's all right.
No. Before anybody makes a toast, there's something that I need to say.